As they ban out the maps, it looks like we're going to leave Mammoth Apocalypse and Crystal Temple again. Going to Mammoth Fortress again. So here we go. I think this mirrors actually AquarianNemesis' last set that we watched him. I believe he started on Mammoth Fortress last time with the exact 3 maps to choose from as well. So here we go. Game number 1, Shadoww versus AquarianNemesis, and Shadoww with the weapon advantage to start things off on the Thor pick. Going to weapon starve just a little bit, and a nice little bit of damage here to get things started as well. But of course, Thor.
Jeez,
damage,
3 in a row.
Get the camera, Mom. Come on, let's go.
That's crazy.
Neutral air right off the top. Tries to go for it again, but AquarianNemesis getting a little bit smarter this time as he approaches from the bottom with that sword, the neutral air of his own.
Ooh.
And a little bit more damage. Not going to find enough bounce there to get the success out of that neutral stick.
I got to tell you, as many... down off the side.
Smart of him to delay the recovery as well in case Shadoww was feeling a little bit hungry for a ground pound off stage. Oh, like there it is. He thought it was coming this time. He is going to find the success, though, out of the stomp side air.
Man, this has been such a back and forth just across the first stock, you know, finding those quick 3. Oh, man, what a beautiful dodge read. That neutral signature, just charge up and ride.
So we might see AquarianNemesis coming into his own in this matchup with the Lance. It looks like he is in his element with this rocket-powered monstrosity as Shadoww tries to turn things around. He's getting a little bit of damage, but that high defense is making sure that Roland doesn't take too much. Bringing that Rocket Lance to the table, looking for the neutral light. There it is.
Beautiful. I mean, that signature, it lasts so long. It can cover so many different dodge options, but it also just covers any of those initial jumps that a lot of people like to go for. If they start going for an aerial approach or even just a jump to stay away from one of the lower attacks like Lance, neutral light, or side light.
Shadoww with the hammer, looking for those side airs, looking for the jump reads, but AquarianNemesis is only going to give him one of those. Trying to make his way back onto the stage, finds that down right dare, gets that advantage. Positioning is going to get caught by the side Sig as well, pushing him back a little bit, but he still has a little bit of room to work with in terms of damage numbers here. He's just finally getting into the red, but he also has Shadoww that
and he caught the recovery? Yeah, I agree with going for the ground pound. It was a little bit off. Shadoww was able to find his way wide around it, but you have to go for it in those cases.
Yes.
You know that his option has been spent and you have that much time to try and set something up. Absolutely.
Good read option there. It's not going to connect this time. Shadow's getting a little bit smarter there. The weapon throw going to connect with Aquarian off stage. Now the down air going to come in. The recovery turnaround is going to find that KO as Shadoww tries to get around over him, but it is not going to be successful. 1 stock left for Shadoww.
Makes him pay for picking up that weapon, but man, just gets slapped right off stage immediately after.
Ooh.
Beautiful option on the charge recovery, but Shadoww cleaning it up after that. A little bit of damage lead going the way of AquarianNemesis. Enough defense on the field for that to be meaningful.
It's still a not insignificant amount of damage. It's a big hit, charged up as well. Nothing to scoff at, of course. AquarianNemesis now with another lance, getting a little bit more damage off from that neutral light. Shadoww looking for the hammer hits, the falling side airs, looking for more of that. The side lights grounded, trying to get a little bit more damage built up. Having a little bit more trouble, but there's the side stick finally connecting from all the different attacks.
Man, that is one of the most dangerous things to look out for here. Really charging it all the way and called out by Shadoww.
There's
Again!
another one. And he's going to take it down, taking the first game off of AquarianNemesis. We saw him win earlier, and now we might have someone overtake.
Man, that was
the aquatic.
You know what? He might just sink him right now. I understand what you're going for. And man, Shadoww really just put holes in him. Man, I just can't believe that he went for that side signature so many times off the side, found purchase every single time. AquarianNemesis, like, you have to start challenging that, I think.
Yes.
Because again, like, the lance has so much more priority because the actual attacks are so much further out from where you can actually be hit. And that Thor signature, I mean, you can just smack him right in the face. It's dangerous to do so. But when you've got to find your way back to stage, what other options do you have?
Well, in that case, I mean, perhaps you go lower. Perhaps you go for a lower tap onto the stage. You could, theoretically, use a down air into the corner to reset.
Yeah.
You could use the side air to just touch the stage, but that does make you extremely vulnerable to ground pounds.
Shadoww just had the reads and the setups. So we've got small Mammoth Fortress, Apocalypse, Demon Island. It's gonna be Mammoth.
And a complete change-up from AquarianNemesis, moving to the Diana pick.
So Shadoww saying, wait for twos, buddy.
And I think this is actually the first blasters we're seeing out of Australia as well.
Ooh.
So this will be very interesting to watch to see if he's got the blasters on lock.
All right, I mean, Diana, a very popular legend. She is absolutely phenomenal. We've seen her do a ton of work in the competitive scene over the years.
Oh, yes.
She has the diagonals to answer some of Orb's diagonals.
Shadoww getting a lot of damage off the orb right now. AquarianNemesis needs to find a good response.
Ooh.
There it is. Catching him out in the air. Goes for the recovery, but is not going to be able to find it. The recovery, the neutral sig coming out as well. Looks for the recovery again out of the neutral light. Not going to find it here.
Man, AquarianNemesis has done a phenomenal job just covering every single weapon drop. He's gotten so much damage off of Shadoww just picking up weapons and then getting tagged by 2 or 3 attacks.
Shadoww getting caught out, and AquarianNemesis actually taking the damage lead after all of that work from Shadoww in the beginning. There's a recovery, not going to be enough. Only just getting AquarianNemesis into the red. That's not going to be that kill point. And the
beautiful dodge.
Beautiful dodge. Absolutely impeccable. But that second follow-up, that's not going to be as much, as he does get caught up by Shadoww to stop the side air and the devastation.
Now back on the orb. Oh, but getting fired up. Wow. Even from sea level right there. Enough to send him out and up.
Aquarian playing with the bow. He's going to opt with it this time over the blasters. Shadoww making his approach, trying to get that hammer damage. The triple. Now, is it going to happen again? Not quite this time. Goes for the stomp, gets it off stage. Throws out that neutral light.
Not
and there's
like
the weapon
this.
throw.
Not like this.
There it is. Pop him off. Get him out of here. This is Shadow's time. You can't hit a Shadoww because it's, I mean, that's not the actual thing. It's just light being covered up. You can't hit that.
Yeah, but he was on him like a Shadoww. They're just absolutely perfect edge guard. Stayed with him the entire way, just blocking out all of his options. A little bit of damage firing off. The bow neutral air. The downlight has really been doing work for him. AquarianNemesis just threatening from ranges that I think Shadoww isn't exactly prepared for.
It looked like he was starting to learn about it. He was using his weapon throw a little bit more so that if he was able to find it, is that going to finish him? No, he does have a few options to get back, but he burned a lot of those jumps very quickly. That put him in a very poor position trying to get back to the wall, and AquarianNemesis was perfectly on point in dealing with that edge guard.
Man, usually you see, the boat side light into the downlight. That's usually the follow-up. But AquarianNemesis was like, oh, I've got something better. Dashing into that side signature.
And these weapon throws are actually going an enormous distance for Shadoww as he's able to disrupt a lot of those downlights from Aquarian. So even if he is able to hit it, the follow-up just isn't there because he's too disjointed from that original hit.
Oh, no. Sends him off. Trying to recover against Shadoww here. Gravity cancel downlight. Wow, threatening from so far away.
Shadoww playing very careful. Goes for the down sig of all the options and trying to read out that high, that jump positioning. But there it is, the stomp.
Still alive.
Side air, no dodge right now. Does do the down air into the corner of the wall. Gets his recovery options back. But Shadoww, both players unarmed and blasters looking
incredibly deep in the red. It's just going to be who finds the stronger attack first.
Goes immediately for that whip reversal. Oh, and he does
manage
to find the weapons again, but at a great cost. Shadoww taking game number 2 over AquarianNemesis. One more chance left against Shadoww to stay in it.
Here we go. I mean, that's such a scary mix-up that Thor has, because the down signature on Hammer is that Mjolnir toss.
Yes.
You rise up into that jump area. It won't hit if you're just kind of chilling out on the ground, but it threatens the sky. If you're chilling out on the ground, maybe the Thunder Rush will happen, and he'll just charge right at you. It's terrifying.
You have to always be careful of that hammer ring. It is devastating when you get hit by it. And I remember so many people getting caught by, especially in those anti-edge guards where you're trying to get back onto stage and then you gravity cancel it back. We saw that a few times earlier today. But now, game number 3, Shadoww. Looks like he has been just on point with this Thor pick. AquarianNemesis trying to use, this time, the Scarlet pick, going back to the Lance, but this time maybe taking a page out of Shadow's book, using the hammer potentially in this matchup. We'll see if he goes for that at all, or if he just tries to focus more on the lance play, because he was successful earlier with it.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he's got the reads. He definitely has the setups. He doesn't really have... The Thunder Rush sending AquarianNemesis off the side. Yes!
Ooh.
Challenges it that time with the Flame Thruster on that Rocket Lance.
And that does give him a little bit of distance from that attack in case he was worried about getting too close to the hitbox of that Thunder Rush.
Shadow, stomp into just check him.
Ooh.
He's just looking for it.
Ooh, there we go. Stomp into Cider. Not quite going to finish him, but he's not going to challenge the edge at all. That's a very interesting option there. Shadow just waiting for the more guaranteed connections. And the downstig not quite going to be enough this time. With the Stomp Cider, the coach pitch is going to do it this time. Shadow taking that lead early on. He does have to be careful. He is in the red.
Oh, wow.
Whoa, very
Snuck
nice
it
weapon
in.
throw.
Man, I really thought he was just going to be happy with the weapon starve and move on to the next. But he had that orb waiting just to see maybe I can get a little bit extra out of that.
And it went miles, too, because he was able to start a little bit more damage off an Aquarian. And he's almost in the orange at this point. That recovery was very close. Aquarian just threw that dodge out there at the last second. And the haymaker from downtown. There we go. Just popping it out there. And I mean, I wasn't ready for it. Shadow was definitely not ready for it because that stock is gone.
Man, that was from so far away, too. I did not expect that option. Yo, all right, juggling with those Lance neutral airs. It doesn't have a lot of force behind it, so you can try and just keep popping them up, roast them toasty.
I mean, marshmallows usually cook them in the dark. Dark, like one big shadow, you know?
I understand, and I respect it. Oh, almost finds purchase with that neutral signature, but Shadow getting around behind it, sending AquarianNemesis off stage.
Ooh!
Good dodge sequence, and gets over the hammer recovery.
That was so close. I tensed up so much watching that because it could have gone in either direction. Shadow, though, finding that side air right at the very tail end. That weapon throw not coming in time, quite in time for Aquarian to survive that hit. And he's going to lose that second stock and get pushed off stage again. Shadow just controlling the narrative.
Caught
in
the
this
dodge.
Story. Oh, no! Ooh, that could. Oh, no! And he gets caught out and he can't get back. Kidding? No,
he
does
saved
have the
his
recovery.
options. Absolutely genius. That is the patience. That is what separates a lot of the pro players from the rest, is just the patience of saving your options off stage. And with that, he was able to turn it around, claim the stock, and we're back in it, one stock apiece.
Such a close interaction there between both of them on the edge. Shadow, Aquarian almost getting just gimped really early on, but no, Shadow getting taken out there. Just you can't see any better play than this right now. Aquarian in the red, though, he's got a lot of work to come back from, trying to read that high angle. Shadow doing it again. Aquarian with the weapon throw into the side air, still trying to get the damage built up because he knows he can't just go for the kill onto Shadow right now. Shadow looks like he is just feeling his ego a little bit as he just shadow dances right there. And there it is, gets the neutral air right off the top, taking game number 3 as well. And that is going to be the 3 and out for AquarianNemesis as Shadow takes it down. That Thor pick going miles out into the distance for him.
Yeah, I mean, he was hitting the mix-up at the end there of the, am I going to jump up and toss Mjolnir out? Or am I just going to Thunder Rush forward?
I mean, that's the danger of covering both of those options. You don't know which way to go. You don't know which way to come in.
And in the end, it's just the trade with the hammer neutral air. If you keep juggling them, keep them on that back foot, I mean, you'll just spread that advantage.
Exactly. And we saw that come into play many times for Shadow, finding all that success, getting the follow-up stomp side airs many times as well throughout that whole set.